Gemini King, Mike in the night, and the Gemini crew. Night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
I bid you all good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. The date today is the 17th of March, for a couple of hours left, but for a majority of the world, it is the 18th of March. Whether you're watching us in your box in the sky, what they call condos, whether you're watching us in the woods or in your cottage, or your semi-detached home in a small city, or if you're in a big city, welcome to Mike in the Night. Sit back, recline your chairs, crack open a nice window. It's actually very nice outside here too. Crack open a nice window, let a nice breeze in, maybe chill with a little bit of something harsh, something hard tonight. And no, it ain't Corona beer. I am trying this salted caramel by Crown Royale. And no, I don't drink it. I drink whiskey cola, like if I'm at a bar or something, like whiskey cola. But I just like to drink it like this on the rocks. Let it melt a bit in the ice, and that's it. Pepsi gets it too. Yeah, makes it too sweet. Anyways, guys, okay, crack open a beer. Yeah, you know, I'm not much of a beer guy. I think the last time I had a lot of beer was when I was in Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, it's when I was in Providence. And they had a keg party, and like everybody was, we were drinking. I got really sick. So I've never drank since then, since Providence. I haven't drank in beer, like in heavy amounts, since Providence, Rhode Island. It's the last time, years and years ago. Take Nim in the house, saying Jesus is coming soon. Forever Holiday saying China, they're behaving like the biggest tosspots, blaming the U.S. military for... Woo! I saw that earlier. They're blaming the U.S. military. What a bunch of losers. The Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese people, those guys are a bunch of losers. Losers. Yeah. Keep pushing America. America will start repossessing properties. You know what all America needs to do? With all the laundered money that came in from China into American real estates, the only thing Trump needs to do is saying, okay, every foreign-owned and corporate-owned with corporate numbers, condos, homes, all over Seattle, all over California, all over Oregon. Yep, you're going to have to show us where this money came from. You're going to show us where this money came from to buy this property. Oh, you don't have it? Goodbye. Seizure. Take it all. Yep. There's Kevin Tavares, my man. Hey, irmão. Grande bros, Kevin. Hey, today's St. Patrick's Day. That's why I'm drinking. The last time I drank was last year on St. Patrick's Day. Last year on St. Patrick's Day was the last time I drank. No, I don't want... Serenity now is saying, I'll trade you some toilet paper for a bottle of Crown Royale. No way, buddy. No way, no way. You know what? I got the toilet paper, but I had toilet paper already from having toilet paper. But again, I'm going to say this again. I have one of those things that wash my behind. It's a hose. It goes down. The water is cold, though. Who cares? And that's it. Problem solved. So a lot of people got the toilet paper, but did they have the food? Like even my mom. Today, we were today at the PharmaSafe. She goes, all these people are buying this toilet paper, but... what if, do they have food for it? Like, do they have food to wipe that food? Like, you know, like. MT says you should have worn green for the show. I know, you know, I don't really have, I don't really have, anything. I looked around for a green jacket, a green shirt, like if I have a Celtic shirt or, Fighting Irish or anything. I don't have anything. Not even a Boston, like Massachusetts, Boston, Mass, fighting or the Fighting Irish there, the University of Notre Dame. I don't have anything. So the Mega Supremo is saying take a picture and pour it down your butt. No, gravy down the pants is the way to go if you want to get viewers. Edmonton Eskimo sweater. Is that like a CFL team or something? Edmonton Eskimos. I don't know why I know that. I heard that name before. I don't have a Green Lantern shirt. It's okay. Well, it's only going to be St. Patrick's Day for another hour, 2 hours anyway. So nobody panic. All right, let's see what we got going on, guys. I'm just in the comments tonight. All right, just hanging out in the comments with you fine folk. All right, let's do a quick channel plug, guys. Don't forget to join the channel. Don't forget, guys, to set a reminder for Mike in the Night this Saturday. Strange Brew on our shores this Saturday, guys. I did a video today, COVID-19 update. America may receive $1,000 to help them with, pay bills and stuff and organize their things if they are put into quarantine. Oh my God. Rescued by a Duck said even the gluten-free food was all gone. Come on, dude. You're gonna come on the chat and lie to us? Gluten-free food. Who the hell's gonna buy that? Seriously, that was all sold out? Are we having a daily? No, we're not having a daily Mike in the Night now. Everyone's asleep nice and early. And I don't know. I took a nap around 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and everyone kind of wound down. I played hockey with the kids outside for an hour, 2 hours. Came in a little tired, showered, took a nice nap. Feel good. Yeah, banks, guys. I don't know, man. Keep your eye on these banks. Honestly, keep an eye on these banks. Okay, we got here. So, guys, don't forget that join the channel, guys. $1.99 a month Canadian. That's like $1.30 American. Also, you could send me a tip on PayPal. Shop Mike Martins, guys. I got all kinds of cool stuff at the store. If you guys want to pick something up and maybe a die-cast sticker or something you could take to work. I got a new mug. Everybody, this one. Everyone likes this mug. This one here. So I hope it turns out good. If somebody buys it, they could show it to us. Looks like that. It's really good. From last week's show, got a lot of attention. And I'm going to give you guys my... Canada is closed borders. We're going to read that. Canada and U.S. closing borders. I'm going to give you guys my Facebook if you guys want to send me show tips. Send me show tips there. And I'm also on that Instagram thingy. Hold on. I don't know. I just put pictures up here. I don't know who even uses this, but I do put up a few photos here once in a blue moon. So go ahead. And that's my Instagram if you guys want to follow me. All right, where are we at? All right, let's take a look at this. Canada and U.S. poised to restrict tourists, visitors from crossing border. And Canada-U.S. border poised to restrict tourists visiting from crossing border. Oh, look, here it is. Our great leader. I should get Steve the plumber on, but it's kind of late right now to get him on the show. Should get Steve the plumber on the show and find out what he thinks of the great leader. Ottawa CTV News has confirmed the deal is imminent between the American and Canadian governments to restrict tourists and visitors from crossing the border on both sides. Shipments, trade, and commerce will not be affected. A joint announcement is expected within the next 48 hours. Canada is already shutting down its border to non-citizens looking to enter as of Wednesday, with some expectations and offering a $5,000 loan to Canadians trying to get home. Oh, that's great. I need to get home. Lucky I didn't go to the Philippines. I need to get home. I'm going to borrow $5,000 from the government. Good luck with that. As the initial border shut down, U.S. citizens were exempt and allowed to enter Canada, with some exception granted to permanent residents, immediate family members of Canadian citizens, diplomats, and air crews. So that's an update there. So they're closing the border between... Good luck with that. Probably one of the longest borders on the planet. Canada and the U.S. preparing to close border to non-essential travel. Again, there's just another look at it here. Canada and the United States are finalizing a deal to close their shared border to non-essentials travel, an extraordinary measure designed to slow the spread of COVID. Well, to be honest, people, I don't think you guys even want to go anywhere right now, to be really frank with you guys. Who really wants to go anywhere right now anyways, you know? Especially when you're far from home, and if you need assistance or you need something, that kind of hurts. Oh, look at this picture of the great leader here. He's playing. It's on my Instagram. It looks like he's playing Super Nintendo, but his controller's not plugged in. And then Putin goes to him. Did he notice yet? And then Trump goes, no, he hasn't the slightest. Woo! All right. So what's going on with you guys, man? Who's awake? Who's awake? Tig Nim is saying, my church is closed till further notice. Mine too. They closed my church like 2 days ago. Yes, Dan, alone to get back to your country. Steve Stevens says, I checked LAX manifest today and saw flights coming in from hotspot. Of course you did. Listen, Steve. You need to understand something. It's not, you just can't close your borders. Those like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, even Seattle now, Vancouver, Canada. Those cities are like autonomous regions of China. China owns almost like 50% of Vancouver. Oh, Mike, what are you talking about? The real estate? No, I'm talking about like the big towers in the cities, the stadiums, the arenas, the parks. China owns everything. How can you close a border to a country that owns your country? It's like closing the border on your own country. You know what I'm saying? So we got Ray in the house. What's up, Mike? New York City here. I used to watch your eBay series. I know. I got ripped off so many times by a bunch of jackalooms. Anyways, guys. It's St. Patrick's Day for the next 2 hours. And the last time I drank was last year on St. Patrick's Day. So I'm having this Crown Royale tonight. And when I start slurring my words really bad, on the rocks, I will log off. Peter O'Brien saying it's only 6 p.m. here in New Zealand. Yeah. Peter, you want to come on the show, buddy? You want to add me on Skype? Mike Martins 1980. You want to come and let me know what's going on there in New Zealand when it comes to toilet paper? I'm not going to live that one down. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep that toilet paper one going at least for another year and a half. Does anyone know anyone that actually has CV? Everyone that has it are all nameless or unknowns. Yeah, it's a good question. But I had someone on the show a week or two ago that actually has someone that has it, and that was, listen to this, was told that it would be breaking the law, it would be like, you could go to jail if you tell anybody. Like, they were told, they basically were told not to say anything, or they could be imprisoned. I'm not kidding you. Like, let's say I got it. I'm going to come here and tell you guys quick in a heartbeat. If they told me, oh, you're tested positive for coronavirus, but you're not allowed to talk about it or tell anybody, I'm going to go on YouTube and tell them. They could throw me in jail. I don't care. So we got Ray saying, no toilet paper anywhere in New York City. Yo, Ray, add me on Skype. Mike Martins 1980, MikeMartins 1980. Add me on Skype. Send me a message, please, here on Skype so I could find you. And I would like to have you on the show too if you're in New York City. I need someone in New York City to keep tabs on what's going on here on the Mike and the Night Show. We got Wiseman saying, movie theaters are closed in Murder Peg. Movie theaters are never closed during the year. Peter O'Brien is saying there's a ton of toilet paper here. Guys, you know what? There's a lot of toilet paper here too. Like in my town, like I went to 2 stores today. They all had toilet paper. Everywhere had toilet paper. It's because I'm in a small town, 7,000 people. And I don't think nobody really here, it's a small town. They feel that, I guess they feel they don't have to worry too much. And I don't feel worried being here. I don't feel worried. I don't feel worried at all. We got Nanny in the house. Woo! We got plenty. Let's see if we can get Nanny on the show. Nanny, let me know if you want to come on the show, okay? And give us an update on what's going on in your neck of the woods there, too. Wiseman saying Murder Peg. Yeah, it's Murder Peg. I have this caramel salted. Tonight's show is brought to you by Caramel Salted Caramel Crown Royale. It's not that sweet, actually. It's kind of strong. I think it's 35% alcohol. All right, let's get back to what's going on. Let's go over a bit of news here. All right, let's go over the COVID numbers now. We're approaching 200K confirmed. Guys, this is who's confirmed. This is not who's got it and doesn't know. This is who's got it in them and won't know for the next couple of months. So Italy is just... Okay, China's not going to... You're not going to see any more cases from China. You could just tell China to go to hell. You could take China right off this damn list because nobody cares. Because they're not going to tell us the truth anyways, right? They treat their people like garbage. Like Chinese communists. Losers. Blaming the Americans for bringing the virus into America. More like a Chinese spy stole it from one of the laboratories here in the West and brought it over. Or not brought it over, but sent it over, or by means of whatever. Yeah. Okay. And then they took it, and then they started screwing around with it in a biolab, and guess what happened? Probably something fell on the ground. Then you have some Mickey Mouse Twinkie uncertified guy grab a mop and bucket and start moving that crap around, and then taking it out. Retro Knights is saying 200 cases worldwide. That's peanuts. That's nothing. No. This is who we've tested and confirmed. We tested 400, I think close to 500,000 people now. We tested 500,000 people, and 200,000 of them came back confirmed. Now, this thing will mutate. This thing will mutate, people. See, 200,000 confirmed means nothing to me. Just like the Retro Knight said in the comments. Who cares? It means nothing. But if they only tested 500,000 people worldwide, I think the U.S. didn't even test 80,000 people. Oh, we got Corey here. People are just freaking out here in New Zealand. Borders are still open. Of course, dude. Corey, if you want to come on the show, add me on Mike Martins 1980. Mike Martins 1980. Mike Martins 1980. If you want to come on, please let me know. If you want to come on the show, yeah. Yeah, every country should have closed borders when China is getting hammered, says Retro Knights. Do you know why? Because you can't believe them. They're a bunch of liars. Bald face communist loser liars. That's exactly what they are. And no, that's not the booze talking. I'm talking serious. Sick and tired of having to give all production, all manufacturing and then the people get treated like crap. They tell people they can't be religious, they can't do this, they can't do that, they're not allowed to do that. It's like, wow. And then they have the nerve to tell them that America brought it over. Yeah. MGTOW guy, you should come on the show too. I see you on here sometimes. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Send me a message or something so I can see here. MGTOW guy is in California. And I'd like to know what's happening in California because he says everyone's like clueless lemmings. Okay, guys, I really want to break this down here. Why do you honestly, wholeheartedly think they're just going to shut down the economy like that and bring everything to a halt and potentially put everything that they've potentially worked for to prop all these years and then bring it all down? Yeah, they're going to bring it down, but I don't think it's the right time for them to bring it down. Is it the right time for them to bring everything down? No. Is this engineered? To a point. I believe that the stupid virus was an accident. Is it engineered? Is it weaponized? Yes. Was it made in a biolaboratory used against other humans in warfare? Yes. Do I believe that something went wrong when it was in their hands? Because who could trust them? Yes. Now, they're adding it to the soup, and they're going along with it now. They're just not letting a good, disaster go to waste. They're just add it to the soup. What is that? How old is that? Oh, just put it in the soup. Who cares? We'll eat it. When is Canadian martial law coming? Well, there's rumors going around that the banks might close on Friday. And you know what? I'm going to be really frank. Because I have a wife and kids. And I've prepared myself. We've been preparing since November of last year. Now, martial law, I would prefer to have a bit of martial law until I honestly, wholeheartedly would. As much as I'm against control like that, I don't have to leave my house. I have a backyard. I could play hockey with the kids in the front. I could do all kinds of stuff. I don't have to leave my house for a couple of months if I don't have to. And over in other cities, it'll be tough. People living in condos, it's going to be tough. I don't mind martial law because if there's dissidents going around starting troubles, kicking in doors, that's why. Remember, I'm in Canada and we can't have guns, right? Like, we have hunting weapons. I have weapons to hunt. But in Canada, it's a little bit different here. So I won't mind having some military Yahoo standing on the corner of my street. I wouldn't have no problems with that. Not one problem with that. Right now, in the situation we're in, where there's so many people unprepared, and when you have any, and you have a bunch of lemmings going around, not even knowing what's going on. I'd rather have a guy, a military friggin' on the corner of my street, like with a military checkpoint. I don't care. Until things get sorted. You know what I'm saying? Until things get organized and then everyone pack up and go home. You know what I'm saying? We got Just Cringe Diversity Channel saying, "Hi, Mike. Do you live stream every night now?" No, I just felt like doing it tonight. I'm not going to go long. I'm going to go for the next maybe 45 minutes. I'm not going to take up too much of you guys' time. MGTOW guy said, "I was in the Army for 12 years working as a CBRN specialist. Chem bionuke. There's some nasty stuff out there. This came from a biolab, that's for sure." Yeah, MGTOW guy, come on the show sometime. Thanks to AJ, I have been preparing for years. Oh yeah, I have, you know those My Patriot Supply stuff? I still have that stuff. I have a ton of My Patriot Supply stuff I bought years ago. I bought my first round in 2012 when the Mayan calendar was going to end, or whatever, and I bought into that. I honestly thought the world's going to end. Look, Terrence McKenna, Einstein, the pole shift, this, Mayan calendar ending. There was just too many factors pointing. And then 3 weeks before the Mayan calendar ended, I think it was December 22nd or 20, whatever it was, I realized that they didn't count leap years. They didn't add leap years into it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Mathematically, we'd be 1.8 years or 2.5 years behind if you add in the leap years, the days, the extra days we added. So the calendar would be off. Their calendar would be off. And then I kind of realized that it wasn't going to happen before then. 2 months before the 2012 thing. I knew. But I started preparing with my Patreon supply, all that other stuff. And you know, it was good. And then I still have it. I never used it. And it's good till 2029. And then I bought more because now I have kids. And then, yeah, I'm not worried. I'm worried about dissidents and like riffraff going around kicking in doors. JD28 saying there's crap happening here you won't believe. Where are you, JD? 28? Oh, hold on. Lulu saying, just announced in Oz, if you don't get a flu shot by the 1st of May, you won't be allowed to visit anyone in any aged care facility. So our olds are being held hostage till we get flu jabs, forced vaccine. Oh my God. Well, it is St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Cheers, everybody. Actually, one of my best friends is Irish. 2 of my best friends are Irish, too. Anyway, okay, so, yeah, you can take China off this list. We don't want China on here. Go to hell. Let's focusing on Italy. Let's start focusing on Iran, Spain, Germany, Korea the North, France, United States, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, Netherlands, Norway. We got to follow these guys. We got to see what the heck is going on up here. And when Japan goes into 4, and Malaysia, and once Canada gets into 4 digits, we'll start to follow them later. But man, Italy. Wow, 2,503 deaths. See, Italy's not lying about this. But there will come a time when they're going to tell Italy to stop it. Stop reporting your cases. Stop it. And that's going to happen. They're going to tell Italy to stop. 2,503 deaths in Italy. 2,941 recovered. That's a 50-50 chance. That's a 50-50 chance. Let's go to Iran. So they got nothing recovered. They don't have no data. But they have almost 1,000 deaths in Iran. So, okay. Doesn't matter how many are infected now. Now we got some numbers we could work off here. Let's go to Italy. So, 31,506 infected. It doesn't mean anything. What matters here, of the 31,506 that have it right now, 2,503 died and 2,941 recovered. That's a 50-50 chance. Right, and Just Cringe Diversity Channel saying that's only people who report. So that's yeah. This reported stuff doesn't matter. It's how many people they tested. Right? So there's rumors going around that 450,000 to 500,000 people were tested for this. This is what they think. They lied in China about how many people they test. They were self-assessing them. They were self-assessing people and looking at them and saying, you got this, without putting something up their nose. So this doesn't mean anything. It's how many people they tested is what matters, right? So if they tested 66,000 people in Italy and 31,000 have it, 2,503 are dead, and 2,941 recovered. Guys, this is not good. I'm not trying to be an all AM TV and scare the crap out of everybody. Look at the numbers. Yeah, AWOL, it has the right, he's right. Johnny on the spot right here. Many have died of corona, but they say pneumonia. Thank you. Someone made a speech today. Who? Scamo made a speech today. These people are dying and diagnosed with CV are nameless unknowns, very suspect. Yeah, Paul Hugo is saying Hillary 2020 will work. Yeah. And I could picture Hilldog going around telling people, hey, you know what? See, if you voted for me, you guys wouldn't have this coronavirus today. I could picture like someone like that saying that. And you know what's even worse? I could even picture people believing what she's saying. Yeah. All right, let's go to this next. This is important. I keep bringing this up on every show. Here you go, guys. These are the Chinese numbers of the virus. It looks like it plateaued. But guess what? Nobody cares. They're saying that it's going down. Look, it's even ticking downwards here. Look, it's starting to tick down. Guess what, China? Nobody cares. It's right here, the rest of the world. The numbers from the other locations. And that is going out like a bat out of hell. And it's being broken down bi-daily. So every 2 days, they're adding a day here. And it's being broken down bi-daily. So the number of cases worldwide have surpassed the China numbers. There you go. So again, we don't care how many people are. I care about people infected, but people infected in Italy. It's not important. What's important is the end game. The end game meaning, do I cure this and walk away and go home, or do I die? That's the question. Right now in Italy, it looks like it's a 50-50 chance. Okay, you want to get technical? It's a 47-53% chance. Technically, with the numbers from Italy, you have a 53% chance to recover from this. From what these numbers here, I'm showing right here. Right here. These numbers right here, I'm showing you guys. That means I don't care how many people are infected. What we should care about is how many people recovered and how many deaths. These people are still infected, so they still haven't been cleared. Because they'd be on this green right here. So you're looking at a 47% ratio of dying. In Italy, you have a 47% chance of dying of this. Yep. So let's do this. COVID spreads to all 50 states, and first case reported in West Virginia. New York Police Department officer tested positive. The U.S. death toll hit 101 on Tuesday. Zoltan stares into the abyss. Here is why the Fed must do right now to avoid global devastation. Let's see what Zoltan has to say from the planet of Zoomeron. Oh, dollar shortage. Yeah, it's liquidity in the markets. It's just a liquidity panic. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter right now. Let's go back to zero hedge here. Watch hardliner storm popular Iran shrine after its belatedly shuttered amid outbreak. Wow. Blatantly shuttered amid outbreak. So what's going on here? People are attacking. New York Times journalist Faraz Fasihi reported Monday Iran finally shuts down Sharia shrines today as coronavirus peaked in those cities. This is not going to end well, guys. President Rouhani had long resisted openly backing its closure despite much of Qom being shut down and in quarantine. However, the province's governor urged Tehran to finally impose a full quarantine due to the dramatically rising numbers of the infected and dead. Now, here's the deal. Now, you go back to the beginning of the show. Oh, a whole country, 16,000 infected. That is peanuts. Okay. But that's who they think has it or been tested for it, right? So, and they're lying in their numbers in Iran. You know that, right, guys? So Italy, let's go back to Italy. You got a 50-50 chance to survive, and let's go back to Iran. Your chances are a lot better. So you got 1 in 6 chance. So whoever's got this in Iran has a basically a 1 in 6 chance to die. So we're just rounding it up. So it's about 5,389 recovered, and let's say 1,000 and 6,000 dead recovered, and 1,000 dead and 6,000. So you have a 1 in 6 in Iran, according to Iran's numbers. I believe Iran's total deaths are a lot higher. I was given a lot of sensitive material from morgues and those, crematoriums and stuff. And I counted more than 170 people there dead. And that was in one day. So I honestly think, too, again, that Iran's lying on their numbers, but they're not, they're just, they're trying to be transparent as much as possible. And they're trying to play on the world stage, too, to show, look, we got this problem, too. So let's go to Spain. Again. Okay, so in Spain, so you have a 1 in 2 chance. So, okay, 11,826 infected. So now look at this. 533 dead, 1,028 recovered. Okay? Your chances are 1 in 2. So you basically one person would die and 2 would live. According to these numbers these numbers here. So 1 in 2 people, yeah, 1 person would die out of 3, 1.2.5. So 1 out of 3 people would die, and then 1 would recover. That's pretty bad. All right, who else is here? So this is not, so no one's looking at this. They say, oh, they're seeing all the infected people, but no one, let's look at Germany, okay? Okay, you're getting the same numbers, even in small increments. Okay, who cares how many people are infected? Now let's go to the deaths. 26, 70 were recovered. You have a 1 in 3 chance to survive this, according to what Germany is saying. We're talking endgame. We're not talking, oh, I'm infected. Am I going to live or die? We're not looking at that. We're looking at who recovered and who died. That's what we want to know. That's it. So you're telling me in Italy's going to catch up their deaths. Look at China. So you're telling me Italy in the next 3 days is going to catch up to China's 3,000 deaths? 3,200? You telling me Italy at 2,503 deaths in 3 days is going to catch up to China's 3,241 deaths? Fangulo. Someone's lying here. Somebody's lying. Yeah. Give it 3 days. Italy's going to surpass China in deaths. I actually trust the Italian healthcare system a lot better than the Chinese healthcare system if they don't harvest my organs for, if they don't harvest my organs. You know what I'm saying? Does anyone know of North Korea? I have someone in North Korea, but I haven't heard from her. It was someone I spoke to in North Korea, like once or twice a week, and I've been trying to reach out to her, and she hasn't got back to me in a long time, in like maybe 2 months now. Since January, she hasn't got back to me. She does live in North Korea, and it's very hard to get information out of there. Very hard to get intelligence out of there. Any intelligence whatsoever, what's going on there. But again, so hear me out, guys. Here's China, 3,241 deaths. Here's Italy. They're going to catch up to China. According to the Italian numbers, so according to China numbers, 3,241, so you look at 69,707, you're looking at about a 4%, 4% death ratio. But then you go to Italy, 50-50. You go to Iran lied, but that's still 1 in 3.5. Sorry, 1 in 6. 1 in 6 people will die. Have died in Iran. No, will die. No, have died in Iran. 1 in 6. Here, 1 in 2 almost have died in Italy. So we're not talking, oh, I'm infected. No, we're talking end game numbers. Do I walk out of the hospital? Do I walk outside my door after being quarantined and smell the fresh air? Or do I die? In Italy, it's a 50-50 chance. Iran, it's a 1 in 6 chance. Spain, it's 1 in 2.8 chance. So out of 2.8 people, 1 will die. This is what Spain is telling us. This is what Spain is telling us. Alemania, Germany, 2671. So out of out of 3 people, 1's going to die in Germany. 1 have died in Germany. Out of 3 people. Out of 3 cases, 1 will die. 26 deaths, 71 recovered. These numbers don't lie. South Korea, 84 deaths. It's a little bit better. Now you're going at 1 to 19. So out of 19 people in South Korea, 1 would die, according to these numbers. Who cares about the infection rate, right? Let's look at France. 148. Whoa. Okay, guys, we got a problem here. Okay. France has 148 deaths and 12 recovered. That just blew me away. $148 people died in France and 12 recovered. So if you get this in France, you're dead. There's 7,695 infected that they know of. I think they tested about 13,000 people. From what I heard, 13 to 15,000. So 148 people got it, died. 148 people, 7,695 got it. 148 died and 12 recovered. Guys, this is not... If you get this in France, you're dead. Your chances of surviving COVID in France, you're dead. 148 people died and 12 recovered. That's got to be wrong. Because all the other numbers are telling us something else. AWOL saying recovered is only temporary. No, AWOL, I understand that. I'm just going over like specifics. 148 died in France and 12 recovered. That's a big deal, guys. I'm sorry. If you get this in France, you're dead. So of 148 people that dies, 12 recover. Someone says, "Oh my God, it's just the flu, bro." Yeah, okay, it's a flu, but it's a strain of flu that if the death, okay, I don't care how many people are infected. It's how many people survived on the end game. I'm talking about the finish line. Who made the finish line? Well, 12 people lived and 148 died. Those are very bad odds. That's like going to war and saying, man, 100 and what is that? 148, 158, 159. 160 of you are going out to fight. And only 12 of you are coming back. Like, are you serious? I'm not going to go out and fight if there's 160 of us going out to fight a war, 160 of us in a platoon, and only 12 of us are coming back? I don't know if anyone's paying attention to these ratios. Okay, let's go to the United States. Okay, 114, 17 dead. These numbers correspond to South Korea. Kind of South Korea is a bit higher, like in a better ratio. Then you got Germany. That doesn't look good. Spain, but Italy is really bad. Italy's 50-50 ratio. 2,500 dead, 2,900 recovered. You got a 50% chance of surviving this. Yeah, and then the Don says they know it's going to mutate. That's what bioweapons do. Yeah, and then Anthony D saying COVID is not the flu. If you have COVID, you don't test positive for the flu. He's right. Anthony D's right on that. He's right on the money with that. All right, well, let's go down here to, okay, so France. People are saying, yeah, Mike, but there's 7,695 people infected in France. Okay, that doesn't matter. It's who crossed the finish line. Who cured this? Well, it looks like 148 people died and 12 recovered. Let's move on. United States. So your chances of survival, 17 death, 114 survived, 17 dead. So that will be... That's still bad. That's still bad. That's like a 9% death rate, according to the finish line here. I'm according to who's recovered and who died. Oh, wait. I'm seeing this backwards again. It's 114 died, 17 recovered. So you get this, you're dead. I thought there was 114 recovered. It's the same thing like France. Look, France has 7,695, 148 dead, 12 recovered. And look at the United States, 114 dead. So your chances of dying of this, crossing the finish line, I don't care how many people are infected. I care about who crossed the finish line here. I know I'm repeating myself here. Who made the who ran the whole marathon? Well, 114 didn't make it and 17 recovered. So in the US, it would be like 114, 124, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31. Men, 131 of you are going out to fight in this battle. And only 17 of you are coming back. You gotta be kidding me, man. Those are bad numbers. I honestly thought it was going to be 114 recovered and 17 dead, but I was reading it backwards. You're dead if you get this thing. Who cares who's infected? It's who survives it. Let's go to Switzerland. Again, it's a 50-50 ratio in Switzerland. 27 dead, 15 recovered. These are Italy's numbers. It's the same numbers like Italy. Let's go back to Italy. Italy is a 50-50 ratio. 2,500 dead, 2,500 dead, 2,900 recovered. Men, 5,000 of us are going out to war. 2,500 of us ain't coming back. Those are horrible odds. Kevin Tavares is saying you will see bad numbers in Canada at the end of the week. Donaire is saying it takes 4 times as long to recover than die. Oh, AWOL saying I said it's not the flu, bro. I was replying to Lulu. All right, so okay, let's go. Where were we? Switzerland, 50-50 ratio in Switzerland. But people are saying, Mike, but these are elderly people. You need to remember, it doesn't matter. When the total, so you tell, okay, so 27 deaths, 15 recovered. Okay, so let's say 15 were teenagers and 27 were old people. There's still more people dying than living. All right, United Kingdom. They have more deaths than recoveries. So here it is, 72 deaths, 66 recovered. So in the United Kingdom, you have a better chance of dying of this. If you get it, I'm saying. This is if you get it, okay? So according to if you get it, 1,960 have it. So how many people crossed that threshold or crossed the finish line and made it to the light and ran this marathon? Well, 72 died and 66 recovered. Your odds of dying are higher. What the? Netherlands, 43 dead, 2 recovered. I don't care how many people, again, we don't care how many people are. We need to know who's crossed that threshold. Okay, so men, 45 of us are going out in the jungle for a mission. Only 2 of us are coming back. Can somebody tell me that this is... Norway, more deaths. Austria, 50-50 chance. Belgica. Dude, you're in Belgium and you get this? You're dead. 10 deaths, 1 recovered. Sweden, 8-1. Denmark, 4-1. So 4 dead, 1 recovered. Japan. So Japan is on that 4-1 ratio. So so if 4 people get it, 4 or 5 people get this, 1 will recover. Sorry, 4 or 5 people get it, 1 will die. Sorry, 4 or 5 people get it, 1 will die. Let's go to the cruise ship. So more people recovered than, okay. Let's go to Malaysia here. So Malaysia's numbers are actually, you have a better chance of recovering in Malaysia if you get this. Canada, again, they're on a 1-to-1 ratio. So Canada's 596 that got it, 8 people died, and 9 recovered. So that's a 1-to-1 ratio if you get this. The flu, the odds are, if 596 people in Canada get the flu, randomly, random people, 595 will live. Or 595 point something because somebody would be like on like life support or something. These are not flu numbers. No, let's do the math. Oh, the flu kills 30,000 people per year. Yeah, but 596 people in Canada have it. 8 of them died and 9 recovered. Yeah, you're not looking at those ratios anymore, my friends. Australia. 5 dead, 23 recovered. Australia's on a 5-to-1, so 5 people get it, 1 would die so far. And I'm being conservative with the numbers, you know what I'm saying? So 5 people get it, 1 would die in Australia so far. Portugal, 1 death, 3. So you have a better chance in Portugal of surviving this because they only have 1 death, 3 recovered. Qatar, 0 deaths, 4 recovered. That's the place you want to be if you get this because no one's died of it. Everyone's recovered. Chechnya, 3 recovered. Greece, 5-to-8. Again, like a 50-50 ratio. Israel, 11 recovered, 0 deaths. Finlandia, again, 10 recovered, 0 deaths. Brazil, 1 dead, 2 recovered. Ireland, 2-to-5. Slovenia, 1. I want to see one with a lot of... So there you go. Singapore, 0 deaths, 144 recovered. Why? What is Singapore doing that these other countries can't? And don't tell me, oh, it's all old people. There's a lot of old people in Singapore. Okay? There's a lot of old generation in Singapore. Okay? They didn't have a lot of wars there. Okay? A lot of wars in the 70s and 80s. A lot of those people are all alive today. So Singapore's doing something right. So they have 0 deaths and 114. And I don't think they're lying either. Iceland, 1 death, 5. And they're at 247. We've been following Iceland since 2nd week of January. They had 1 case. Bahrain, 88 recovered. See, these countries are doing something right. Poland, 5-to-13. Pakistan, 2 recovered, 0 deaths. Estonia, 1 recovered. Romania, 19 recovered. Chile. Now we're going into small numbers, right? We're getting into the hundreds here. Now here's Egypt, 196, 6 deaths, 32. So that's like a 4.1. A 4.1 people, 1 person would, 60, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. So let's say of 6 people, 1 would die. Philippines, 12 deaths. So that's worse. I'm lucky I didn't go there the other day. And then we got Thailand, 41 recovered, 1 death. Indonesia, 8 recovered, 5 deaths. Arabia Saudi, 6 recovered, 0 deaths. Iraq, 41 recovered, 11 deaths. India, 14 recovered. So let's go down to... Let's look at Argentina. 325 recovered. Oh, Diamond Princess cruise ships. That's why. That doesn't make sense. That's why it doesn't make sense. The numbers don't add up. Okay, Venezuela. 33 people have it. 0 deaths, 0 recoveries. And Jamaica, 2 recovered. And you notice the warmer climates. They always have. Let's look at the climates now. Let's look at the climate right now. Okay, Italy's winter. Iran is it's kind of cold in Iran right now. Spain is winter. Germany's winter. South Korea is, aren't they like warm all year in South Korea? I know North Korea gets pretty chilly. France is in winter. United States is in winter. Switzerland, is in winter. United Kingdom is in winter. Netherlands is in winter. Norway is in Austria, Belgica, Sweden, Denmark, even Japan. They're all in winter right now. Portugal is in winter. Everybody's in winter right now. It's the warmer countries you get down to here have a lot less numbers. Someone's saying, I don't know why Canada's percentage is so bad. Let's go here. Canada. So who crossed the finish line? 8 deaths, 9 recovered. You have a chance of dying. You have a chance of dying of this. It looks like it's in Ontario. Ontario had 5 recovered and 4 recovered in British Columbia. 7 deaths in BC and 1 in Ontario. Yeah, Kevin Durant has COVID, we know. Yeah, I saw that actually earlier in the news. MGTOW guy says I was in Korea for 4 years. And then Chrysler Shredder saying they don't release names. Then Freedom Prospectors say, hey, Lord, how much percentage do you think Canada housing will go down? Oh, man. Yeah, Lord Humongous, 70%. I was going to say 70 to 80 points. Yeah, Kevin has got a point there. No name, no age, and no race. Let me see if I can get Nanny. Nanny, are you there, buddy? Hold on, we got Nanny here. Hold on, let me get Nanny on the show.
Hello?
Nanny?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Good. I see you watching the show.
Oh, okay. I was a little bit behind on the live. Okay, I didn't know you were going to call me. All right, I got my tabs ready. So, the cases in Australia is currently 560. There was 105 new cases today and 1 death. And I think that was in New South Wales.
Okay.
And a Brisbane childcare centre has been closed after a worker tested positive for COVID-19. Mm-hmm. So what happened this morning, the Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, he announced that schools are going to remain open.
Of course they have to.
They're telling adults, to start preparing to work from home, but then children are told to go out the door? What the hell?
I know, it makes zero sense. It's like, how do you feed into that sarcasm and make sense of it?
Yeah. I've got a summary here of the press conference this morning. Okay. So, an unprecedented indefinite level 4 travel ban is in place for the entire world. The travel advice for all Australians wanting to go overseas is do not travel. Of course. There is no ban on non-essential indoor gatherings of 100 people or more. Australians are still advised to stay away from non-essential outdoor gatherings of 500 or more.
Okay, America said 50 or more.
Oh, God.
So 50 or more is, 500 or more is still like a party and a half.
Yeah, even just 3 people, because those 3 people, they go out to another gathering, like going to the shops today. Today I just wanted to go to the pharmacy quickly, and I avoided the supermarket, and it was just so crowded. And it was during midday when people are supposed to be working. So, yeah, it's emptied out. I wouldn't even bother going to the supermarket anymore. People are coughing already.
Oh.
Yeah. Scott Morrison urged hoarders to stop panic buying as grocery stores
good old Scotty, eh?
So they told us...
Does anyone shake that guy's hand when they see him still or no?
Sorry?
Does anyone shake that guy's hand when they see him? Apparently, during the fires, no one shook his hand.
Oh, yeah. He actually forced himself to... He grabbed the person's hand.
Yeah.
It's not polite at all.
Disgusting.
I heard today that all international flights have stopped from the Virgin Australia airline, or maybe that's just all airlines in Australia. I'm not sure. So definitely nothing coming in or out. Okay. So Chief Medical Officer has said a shutdown of the country is not recommended by the experts.
What experts?
Yeah. Okay. New South Wales man has become the 6th person in Australia to die from the coronavirus. Younger adults are also at risk of serious illness and death from coronavirus.
Okay, let's go to Australia here real quick. Let's go to Australia here on my map. Where the hell is
Okay.
Australia? What was
I'll
it?
just get you on my phone YouTube, but mute it so I can see. Oh, you put the image again.
I know people need to see. People like to see people. Just to let me see if here Australia. Let me open her up. Hold on.
Okay.
So we got 5 deaths, 23 recovered. So that's like out of 3. So out of 3.5 people, 1 would die.
Oh man.
Well, that's what
good.
we're talking. Okay, Nanny, we're talking crossing the finish line here. I couldn't care less how many people are infected, right? I care about how many people crossed that finish line, whether they recovered or whether they died. Right now,
and the recovered is low.
Yeah, 5 deaths to 23 ratio. Out of 3.5 people, 1 of them would die. Now, let's look at Italy. Did you remember when I brought up Italy earlier? That's a 50-50 chance. 2,500 dead, 2,900 recovered. That's a 50-50 chance to die.
And France was higher. It was more.
When I went to France, I thought I was reading it backwards.
France is ridiculous. Last week, they had that Guinness World Record thing of the highest amount of people dressed up as Smurfs. And people interviewed saying, oh, we don't care about the coronavirus. We just want to beat this record. And everyone's up and close together. And now France is on lockdown. The French president deployed 100,000 police officers to go on the streets to make sure people don't go outside their homes when it's not necessary. So I think it's only if they need to go to the shops. But they want less movement. Also, the army. I sent you that photo of those army trucks driving in.
Yeah, I asked you, what is that military? Where's that military traffic going? Were they heading south? Were they going north? Do you know?
I think it had some. I came across an article, but I lost it. I think it had something to do with helping. It's like for those special cases, like when people have to visit the elderly or some sort of transportation of goods, just those type of things. Not so much detaining people.
I wasn't guessing either detaining people, but by their camo and the color of the trucks, it looked like more of military traffic, as in military equipment.
Yes,
that's what it looked like to me.
So it's a bit like in China, like when they have a big army. But there's no war, obviously. So what they do is they just go out in the community and just do things to help people, like move boxes or carry things or transport, deliver. It's basically just being a civil servant. So just doing things for the community. That's what they're doing at the moment. Let me see if there's anything else here. Okay, so Papua New Guinea has its first case. Oh, gosh. That's going to spread quite quickly.
Because you know what I found out, Nanny, from what the Pentagon was saying last week? The Pentagon states that you don't show symptoms of COVID-19 for after 2 weeks you have it, but you're still contagious for those first 2 weeks.
Well, there was a woman in Shanghai who had an incubation period of 42 days. I think 14 days is just an approximation. So when they're saying people who arrived just from their holiday flight, so what if they stay home for 14 days, but it's actually 17 days or it's 18 days, or they miscalculate it? It's a risk. Why don't they just be safe and say, okay, just stay home for a month. Just don't go out. And about the panic buying, people panic buying because nothing's going to be done when the shelves are empty. Like, no one's going to deliver food to their door because the government's not going to do that.
So and you think the government's not going to come and save the day there?
Well, they might give helicopter money later on, But what's the point of having money when...
There's nothing to buy.
Yeah, exactly. But it sucks for the people who don't have money at the moment to even, like, prepare. They could only buy really cheap, small amounts of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite embarrassing once I went just with some cash, and I didn't have enough. So I had to, like, take out everything, and there was a big queue. So, yeah, I was just in a rush. I didn't bring enough. But I got some stuff stocked up. But I'm worried that it might not last if everything's empty for, like, the next 2 months.
Oh.
Like, I got a lot of powdered milk and rice and flour. A lot of people didn't think to buy the corn flour. It's pretty much, it's the same thing. You can still make things with it. I think it actually tastes a bit better. But everything's all emptied out. Like, now people are heading towards the butchers because there's no meat at the supermarkets and there's no eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I don't know if you saw my backyard today.
Oh, I haven't seen the video yet.
I did a video, just a simple one in my backyard. I might even put up a chicken coop there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So if I need I could at least have eggs, and then I have a hole in the ground in my backyard that's been covered, and I actually have access to fresh water, all kinds of stuff.
That's good.
Like, yeah, so I'm not too because remember, I'm in a small town. I'm 2.5 hours from the biggest city in the province. I'm not too yeah, I'm not too worried myself. So
it's only with this virus thing I come to realize that how clustered everyone is. Like, everyone's so close together, and there's like so many people. And whereas I've always grown up in the city, so it's normal for me. But then if I was someone who grew up in a country town, then it would feel overwhelming maybe. Yeah. Oh, actually, here's an article. Girl is crushed in a stampede at Coles in Perth as panic buyers stormed into a store in a mad rush for toilet paper. So this girl was 13 years old and she was injured and crying on the ground. The mother, she was in a wheelchair due to a recent operation.
oh.
I even saw another news report of this woman who was legally blind and someone was stealing things out of her basket.
Someone was wow.
Yeah. That's why
Wow.
in the supermarkets, I don't know if you heard, but in Australia, I think it's between 7 to 8 a.m. or maybe it's 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Some supermarkets, they designate that special time for the elderly and the disabled, I think.
Yes, I saw that article. They're going to open an hour earlier for the elderly and disabled to go in and buy goods.
But there's nothing inside when they go in. And then if they do take the rest, there's nothing for everyone else. So it's just a absolute disaster. Also, the International Anzac Day services cancelled due to coronavirus pandemic because it's a gathering. Yeah. It must be so bad for what's happening in people in Italy and all those other places.
It's winter in Italy, so it is like flu season, so things are a lot more contagious, right?
But I was about to say, like, when people have to go to funerals for even not just death of someone dying of coronavirus, but even just a general type of death, like maybe they die of cancer or something like that, they can't gather and actually like have the final goodbye. Because at my work there's a student, like I'm a tennis coach and I teach this boy, and his mother died of cancer and her funeral's this Friday, and we're not going to go because it's obviously a gathering and we don't want to risk, but it's just such a bad time. People who have surgeries, people who are pregnant, like it's not like they can opt out of going to the hospital. They need to go to the hospital.
I know.
And they risk getting infection. And the problem is a lot of the nurses, especially in the public hospitals, a lot of them are international students and they do it just to get permanent residency. And there is a difference. It's, how do I say, like different countries have different habits. So I know in France, not as many people wash their hands with soap compared to Australians. And people from other countries as well, it's kind of worse because I think it had to do with history of diseases. Like before the Spanish flu, people used to spit on the street, but because the flu came and so many people died, it became kind of culturally seen as bad to spit because it spreads that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with all this big scare, I think the whole world will really wake up to practicing better hygiene, hand hygiene, really washing hands with soap, because at my university, 99% of the time when I go to a bathroom, nobody washes their hands.
Really?
Yeah, not even soap. They just go out of the cubicle, straight to the door and leave. It's really disturbing. And most of them are international students from South Asia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to stereotype here.
No, that's fine.
But
It doesn't.
like it is just a thing. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
Wow. So, what do you see on the? So, are you? So, you're not going to school? Your school shut down?
I heard just today that they did make everything online. I think it has to do a lot with census date. A lot of the universities, they're purposely staying open because they want to get the international students to pay their fees because they have to pay up front.
Yeah.
And once it's locked in, and then they can make it online. So, yeah, Australia hasn't been doing much for the international students. Because the Prime Minister, he keeps saying we need to keep business going, like bring in money and stuff and fix up our GDP, get some growth. But all the international students and the tourists that came, they should have stopped it earlier. Like stop the movement, extend their holiday
the country
visas.
would go into mass depression if they did that. Not a recession, a depression, because Australia isn't a recession. It'll go into a depression.
Yeah.
But hold on. The problem with that is Australia, Canada, New Zealand, all these countries, they've been caught red-handed propping their GDP by foreign money anyway. Real estate, student loans, all that, are foreign students. So that is one major growth of your country's GDP, my country, all the English-speaking countries' GDP is foreign money. Australia isn't producing cars anymore, or I don't even think they ever did. They're not doing anything anymore.
We closed down Holden quite a while ago, so we don't even make our own cars.
Yeah.
Something that's interesting is when I'm on Instagram, I always see a lot of advertisement. I'm getting bombarded with properties in Sydney, and like there's so much. They're trying to still keep up that hype, like there's less supply than demand. Like they're not dropping the price, which is quite interesting. I would have thought if someone's trying to sell their house, they would just settle for anything because the prices should drop with a recession or a depression. Mm-hmm. I would expect, but yeah, they're just still keeping everything so expensive.
Well, that's what happens when you get governments backing everything. Back in the day in Australia, before student loans became federalized, you were able to get a loan, or you wouldn't need to get a loan because you'd make enough money working the summer to pay off your entire tuition for the year and not have and not have debt.
Yeah.
But after they federalized student loans in Australia, I think it was in 88 or 89, it became deregulated, and the student loans, the price of tuition went from $1,700 a semester to like $9,000 a semester.
And also in Australia, according to the visa rules, I think international students have to have the maximum amount of work hours per week is 20 hours, I think. Mm-hmm. But if they're being paid 20 hours at minimum wage, which is obviously not that, they're paid less because it's under they're probably paid cash and stuff. It's still not enough to cover rent, like not even just student fees, which is quadruple of the amount Australians pay. Mm-hmm. So, Australians have this scheme. It's called, used to be called HEX, but I think it's called Ecom now. So basically, later on, once a person starts earning a certain amount of their salary, it takes out a certain percentage, a small percentage, to pay off their student fees. So if I was someone like who did a bachelor and a master's in something, and then I became a housewife, I don't actually have to pay back those fees. It's only if I earn a certain salary, and then, yeah, so that contributes to the debt as well. I don't know how it works in America, if it's the same thing, or if it's the same in Canada. Mm-hmm. Is it kind of like a normal bank loan where you have to actually pay?
Yes,
on a
in
monthly
Canada, it's become federalized, so it's actually like a government check you get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the government completely federalized our student loans because they just wanted to raise the crap out of tuition.
Oh, right.
And everybody gets a student loan. I know a lot of people that have like $90,000 in student loan debt and only completed a half a year of university.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And they partied with it. I mean, they partied like 2 years straight with that money.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so you see where I'm going with this, right? So this ain't going good.
I remember seeing like a documentary thing about, it was about this app. It was called Seeking Arrangement. And they're showing how a lot of college students were getting sugar daddies to help pay off their fees. Or
Yep, I saw that too.
Thing.
And they're getting, sugar daddies. And they're saying, well, it's not really considered prostitution and this and that. That's bullcrap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's not a true relationship.
They're trying to defend it. You know what I'm saying? Saying that it's not what it is. It's not what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I don't know how Australia's going to fix up.
Well, watch when you guys hit flu season. What are you, a week away from fall?
So with the 18th, let me check. Yeah, we're already in autumn. So
your fall already started?
Yeah. So we're not the middle of autumn yet. We're still the first month of autumn. So we have about 2 more months until it's winter, the beginning of winter.
Yeah, your winter's starting soon.
But we're going to have some really hot days, though. Tomorrow's going to be like nearly 30 degrees. That's Celsius. So, yeah, Sydney, there's a lot of like different changes in weather. Hot, and then next day is cold, and then next day is rain. So that's not good for viruses. Like, that always makes people sick. And also the pollen gives people allergies. So the pollen count is usually quite high. So that's going to be very confusing for GPs to try and even people to decide, do they actually have the virus or do they have something else, like a general flu?
Well, if you go off the numbers I have here, like if we go back to Italy, I was shocked when I saw Italy, a 50-50 chance to survive this in Italy.
Yeah, that's really bad. People must be passing away in the early stages then, because if there's so many that are still existing.
Well, if you go to China,
weird.
They lied. China lied about their death total. You know they did.
Yeah.
They totally lied through their teeth. If they have 69,000 recovered, according to the other countries we read, China should have had at least 30,000. No. 19,000 dead, according to what.
And also, they wouldn't need to build all those hospitals so fast.
Right.
Like the amount of.
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up.
No. Italy's numbers are giving us a true indication. So so these are the people that. So we had basically, let's be like metaphoric with this. We got 6,000 people going out to war, and only 2,941 are coming back.
They're really bad odds.
That's pretty bad. That's not good. And then when I saw Iran's numbers, Iran's got more recovered. I don't believe that. Spain is 1 to 2. So if out of 2.5 people, one person would die in Spain.
It's amazing what tourism has done. Like all these cases, it's from the flights. It's from people traveling. And when it was announced in the news, okay, it was hidden in December, but it was known, it was highlighted in Western news in January. People are out of their minds. They're thinking, okay, I'm still going to go on holiday. Like, what do they expect? Like, they knew. Mm-hmm. Even up to, like, now. people still like complaining when they just arrive at Sydney Airport that they have to be quarantined for 14 days. They're getting pissed, but they knew, like, they shouldn't even accept it anymore. Just leave them wherever they are, and those governments should extend their holiday visas. Everyone just stop moving, because that's how it can reduce. So the peak is kind of shortened.
Well, Chris Stallone in the comments said Iran just released 56,000 prisoners. Wow.
Why did they do that?
Well, it could be because the virus is spreading through the prisons and they have no way to stop it.
Wow.
Yeah. But back to France. 148 dead and 12 recovered. So if you're in France and you get this, guess what? You're dead.
Also, especially in Paris, it's a very clustered type of lifestyle. So people, even the way the apartments are built, the elevators, there's no real fire escape. So if things are on lockdown, proper lockdown, if a fire breaks out, it's going to be very hard for everyone to evacuate in such a big building, but such small stairs. And what if there's a broken elevator, which is quite common? No fire escape. And fires can spread very quickly. That happened in China. There was some fires in the buildings, and you can imagine maybe some of those were welded in.
Some of those buildings in China that caught fire, they're not even 3 years old. They should have modern day, up to date fire codes, the whole 9 yards. But okay, here's one of this. Listen to this one. Condos. I know I brought this up with you on the show last week, the week before, but this is important. It's condos. A lot of people live in condos, and a lot of people don't understand that once you enter the hallway in your condo, you are sharing the air in the building, and when you enter the fire escapes and the elevator, all that air is being circulated through the building. So whether you're on the 5th floor or the 9th floor, when you're in that hallway, you're in the strata kind of, or kind of like territory where the air is being circulated through, it's being filtered through different floors. So this is not good. People, well, I'll be in my apartment, I'll put a handkerchief over my ventilation system so I don't get COVID. No, once you get in that hallway, you're going to get it.
Yeah, that's why, we're just going to try and avoid going to the elevators, like we as in my family and I. We're lucky though we have a balcony, so we have like a split apartment, so there's windows on either sides of the apartment so we can get sunlight and a breeze going through. Yeah. I did seal my air vents, and I do have a mat covering the drain.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not so sure about if it can pass through the toilet. Or
you have to find out from a plumber locally or somebody that's a friend that knows this stuff to find out if it's shared disposal, and if it is, there's a chance you could.
I don't know how it spreads. I don't know if someone next door to me is spitting into their sink in the morning, is that going to contaminate the water going through my pipe that I use the tap? I don't know if that would happen or not.
I know the toilet, the waste system might be shared though, and that's how somebody got it. Some guy living on the 10th floor got it.
In Hong Kong, was it?
Yeah, on the 10th floor in Hong Kong, but the guy that had it was on the 2nd floor.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, so.
And it could also be spread through the garbage chute because everyone has to go there eventually.
Yeah.
Because that's something that's definitely shared. And the
air. You have to get into the hallway to get to the garbage chute.
Yeah.
Right? So the hallways are going to be like complete germ traps because there's no way they're going to, unless they put like serious HEPA filters in every hallway and they cover them and they shut off the circulation in the hallways. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's the stairwell.
Yeah, a lot of my apartment is still kind of empty because a lot of my neighbors are from China, so they're still staying in China. But of course, maybe some would find their way to get into Australia. I have a classmate who was in China, and then she managed to get herself onto another Southeast Asian country. it's amazing what money can do.
Yeah.
Because I remember when she was in China, there was 3 people who had coronavirus in the building next to her.
Whoa.
So it definitely meant she was definitely in China when it was supposed to be closed down. So, yeah, I guess people can bribe. I don't know. I don't know if it was through flight she traveled, or I have no idea. I haven't heard anything from her. Probably she wants to keep things private. Maybe she is in Australia.
You should get her on the show.
Well, I haven't
I'm
heard
joking. I'm
anything
being
from
sarcastic. I don't think she'd care. She'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But
And remember that person who was from China and they smuggled their way into France? Or no, they didn't smuggle. They
she took the lady took a bunch of medicine, lowered her fever, got on the plane, got into Paris, started eating delicacies at restaurants, and going around and spreading the virus.
Yeah.
And she bragged about it too.
Yeah, there was a person in Brisbane who bragged about it as well. I think it was a Chinese international student. Maybe they were dual citizen, I think. Because I saw the screenshot, it was in English, so... But I do notice that a lot of when I went to the shops and stuff, I didn't see people wearing masks except for the Chinese international students, because they know what's up. They use WeChat, which is the Chinese version of Facebook, in a way, and they do. It's quite common for families to have group chats and send each other footage of bad things that's happening. So
yeah, what they do, what I've noticed here in Canada, is a lot of them go around and take photos of stock levels in stores and send it to their friends.
Yeah, a lot of it isn't, like, a lot of the footage isn't on the news, but it's just shared among, it's just like sending a direct message to people. Yeah. It's not like a big announcement. So, yeah. I'm not going to the supermarket anymore. It's just, like, as time goes by, there's going to be more cases and undiagnosed cases. And people coughing in the supermarket. People are going to get...
Never mind the coughing. Never mind the coughing. They could have it for 2 weeks before they start showing signs of it. It could be in you for 2 weeks, and then you show signs. Everyone panics when someone shows signs of it. But what about the people that have it for 2 weeks and not showing signs?
Yeah, that they could be... Well, they would be touching the items, touching packets and then putting it back, touching the fruits... So every time I bought something, I literally disinfected every single item before putting it in my stash. So, yeah.
Stash.
It's hard to predict, though, how long it would last, the amount of food. Because I did get, like, 4 boxes of cereal, and they each have about 11 servings. So I'm going to keep to the servings, like 1 serving a day.
Why don't you do this? Why don't you pick up, like, those ramen noodles and stuff, like 20 cents a pack?
I think I had 4 packets of them.
4. Get 40.
Well, they're already run out.
Oh.
But I did get a lot of canned foods, like baked beans, and some of them mixed with, like, meat in them, like meatballs and sausage. I got this type of powder. It's not exactly a protein powder. It's a probiotic powder, but it's chocolate flavored. So... I think even protein powders, things like that, there can be meal replacements, and they doesn't take too much space.
Yeah,
they can be used a lot. I have the freezer stocked up with meat, but I don't know how long that will last.
Maybe make a soup or two. Take a tea. Maybe buy some Lipton. You know those Lipton soups, the Lipton soups packages.
Oh yes, I have some of them.
Yeah,
I also have the chicken stock cubes.
Just buy a whole box, like not a box, but buy, you know how they come in a case? So you have like 6 in a case? Buy a whole case.
Oh, okay. I'll try and find them.
Because they're not expensive. They're like $6, $7, maybe $8 for a pack of 4. Buy a whole case of 12. Then you have like 58, 62 servings. And then that Lipton soup is good because the broth is good. And what I do is I add a bit of onion, a little bit of onion in it, and then a little bit of pepper.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about is I have the chicken stock bases. I have the cubes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to time of making it, maybe I don't want to go to the supermarket to touch the vegetables that are probably contaminated.
Yeah.
And I obviously wouldn't bleach the carrots or onions or anything like that, and vinegar may not be enough to actually kill the virus off the
No.
surface.
What I do if I were you
So,
then, just do the Lipton soup and add an egg and then stir it. I usually add an egg in my soup when it's boiling, and then I stir the egg so it breaks up inside. That tastes really good.
yeah, I've been keeping eggs lately, but you know how they have a due date? I don't have enough space in the freezer to even freeze the eggs, so because it's
Yeah.
filled up with meat.
Yeah.
But high fat, like I got nuts and dried fruits and jam. I thought about jam because of Anne Frank, during the Holocaust and when people had to hide, they had a lot of pickled foods, especially jam.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what Anne Frank and her family was doing. They were just pickling things.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it feels
Here it
like
is.
a
Here's
war.
the article. Iran releases 85,000 inmates as coronavirus sweeps through prisons. We're all ill.
Fox medical contributor Mark.
So they're all ill. As coronavirus runs rampant through Iran's overstuffed and dilapidated prisons, the embattled regime this week announced it has set free some 85,000 inmates in the desperate request to get a grip on the spiraling situation. But if these people are all sick, guess what? They're just going to bring it out to the general population.
Wow. And I wonder what type of prisoners they are. Like, are they political ones or are they actual really bad ones, like rapists
No,
and murderers?
but a majority of these guys, they're all political. It's all
Oh, okay.
political stuff. Majority of them in Iran. I mean, you don't really like if you like if you do harm to a woman and stuff there, they don't really do anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in those countries, so it's you know.
I wonder how in Italy, how did that happen when those prisoners released? They escaped. There was like 50 of them.
Yeah, but they probably went through them and made sure that to make sure that they weren't a harm to the system,
But-
right? Italy's
I
bringing in
want-
migrants, and a lot of those migrants have really shifty pasts, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I remember those
course.
one guy that went into Greece. Apparently, he's been convicted of like 22 murders.
Oh my gosh. I remember that story from a while ago. There was a Yazidi woman. Yazidis are from Iraq.
Mhm.
And I think they're like Christians or different religions. And she went to Germany as a refugee because obviously Iraq was in such a bad state.
Mhm.
And then, well, actually, before she left, she was actually an ISIS slave.
Wow.
And then she escaped and went to Germany and became a refugee there. And she was walking the street and she actually saw her slave master on the street.
Yeah,
in Germany.
Yeah, then there was one incident in Canada where one lady saw her accuser on a bus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just such a disaster.
Yep.
It's very hard.
Yeah,
It's very hard to really know what these people did. Because, of course, there's going to be good people as well, but then there's also allowing the very people that created the problems that made the good people leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It
lot
is.
of Sydney, there was a lot of Christian Lebanese refugees coming to here because of the civil war that happened in the mid 70s.
Yeah.
And then the very people who created the problems in Lebanon, they were the ones who pretty much came to Sydney, and now, yeah, it's very conflicting.
Yep. All right.
And disappointing.
All right. We've been talking
All right,
for
thanks for the call.
40 minutes. Whoa.
Oh, what time is it?
It's
Over
almost
there in
midnight
that-
where I am.
Oh, okay.
Mike
yeah,
in the
it's
night.
Mike in the night, not Mike in the morning.
Mike in the night. All right. Nanny, thank you. I'll see you on Instagram, okay?
All right, no worries. Take care.
Bye.
Good night.
So that's Nanny on there. She is there. Anyways, guys, I'm getting tired. I'm wrapping it up for the night. I just did a small show. Holy crap, I've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes. Holy crap. Anyways, guys, Mike in the night wrapping up. Guys, don't forget to join us on our usual time on Saturday. Here it is, guys. If you guys want to join the show, if you want to be a member of the show, here it is, guys. Join right here. If you want to join the show, we got Mike Banks joined last week. You could shoot me a tip on PayPal. You could buy something cool. I got all kinds of cool stuff here in the Mike in the Night store, or the Mike Martin's store if you guys want to pick up a mug or something pretty cool. I got all kinds of impressive looking stuff here. Also, I got, guys, don't forget to message me on Facebook. I'll give you guys my Facebook here. Here's my Facebook. And Instagram. You guys can message me on Instagram. No, that's Patreon if you want to support. I'll give you my Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, go ahead, guys. There it goes. There it goes. Anyways, guys, Mike of the Night tuning out.
Gemini King, Mike in the Night, and the Gemini crew. Ooh. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Have a good night, everybody.